Hey everyone, welcome back. Mark Devo. Welcome to A Conscious Time and welcome to this video on You Repel What You Want. So this channel, if you're new, we explore or chat about all things navigating this world through the eyes of awareness. It's a non-judgmental way of navigating through the world. So guilt will basically rob you of all life, and navigating with the eyes of awareness is a non-judgmental way of navigating through this world, because you are essentially doing the best that you can based on what you are aware of and what you've been given, what you are not being given, let's just leave it at what you are currently aware of, and that's unlimited and ever expanding. So if you can drop the guilt and you can look through the eyes of awareness with compassion, then you can navigate through this world very effectively, with harmony and just amazing growth. Okay, so just being kind to yourself. So let's just jump into the video. You repel what you want. This was inspired by a book by R.Hawkins called Letting Go, The Pathway to Surrender. I'll put a little link, whether it's a Google link or I've got mine on Audible, so I can't show you the hardcover. Brilliant book, amazing, highly recommended. It's another pivotal book in my life that has just helped expand my awareness, quickened learning, growth. Not that there's any rush, but once you are seeking and growing, and it's another little notch that just really helps. So I'd highly recommend that. And essentially it's about actually navigating this world with harmony, and this for me, this book really is pivotal. So why this video on You Repel What You Want, this was inspired by a quote in the book where so I'm just looking at my computer in front of me. The quote is, "Our wantingness repels the very thing that we want," and that really resonated with me. And again, that just goes back to what I said before in some of my videos. You've got to take with what we are talking about in these videos what resonates with you. These are concepts, these are explorative, there are truths in it, but it also has to resonate with you. So you could come back to this video and it resonates more in the future, or maybe it resonates perfectly with you right now. But yeah, so it was taken by a quote, "Our wantingness repels the very thing that we want." I thought that was just such a poignant, pivotal comment, and I've heard someone say this before in terms of the vibration. If you look at life, navigating through this world through frequency and vibration, we are all vibrating at different frequencies. And now, if you are vibrating at that wanting frequency, which essentially is a frequency, you're always going to be wanting. And this makes me think of Matthias de Stefano. He talks about that frequency and he explains it, and I liked how he used his hands. What you want, you're sending those vibrations out into the universe. So if you are always wanting, you will always be wanting. So that which you want is you're actually repelling that. So these are concepts again to just navigate, because you might have wanted something, you might have attained it, but then you carry on wanting. Or it could be on the flip side, you keep really wanting something in your life, and because of that vibration of that wanting, and it's a striving, you're almost repelling that thing. So you've got to play around with those concepts. You might have received things that you truly want, or you might be repelling that very thing that you want. You've got to understand where that balance is. The main thing to take away from this, I would say, is if you are putting out wanting all the time, you're always going to be operating in wanting, because life is you attract, and we've spoken about this before. There's a lot out there on the internet, on so many channels, what guys are talking about in terms of manifestation, and what you vibrate is what you attract. So it's the law of magnetism, you could call it. So there's a lot out there. How you vibrate is what you're going to attract. So if you're always wanting, you're always going to be attracting that wantingness. Okay, so I think to unpack this a little bit more is why is this so? And you could say that, if you look through the eyes of being part of God, which I've spoken about in many of my videos, if we are part of God and God is within us, we have been given everything already. So our wanting is almost negating that very essence, or the fact that we actually are part of God. We are now minimizing ourselves into a little ego, which I've spoken about before. It's the false illusory thought system. It's the separation from God, and now you've separated yourself into a little minuscule Mark or Joe or Jill or whoever it is, and now you need to strive and crave all these things and want these things because you have separated your mind from God, essentially, which God has given you the keys of the kingdom to everything already. So that's another topic in conversation. So I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. It's more about what can you take away from this is exploring after you've watched this video is, what are you repelling in your life currently? What are you, and the balance could be, how do you navigate in this world if you don't maybe, let's say, strive for something, or what are you going to just sit down on a chair and just do absolutely nothing? I would say the balance there is, you can agree with me or not, is being spirit-led, and what is being given by the world and what is being given by the Holy Spirit, God. If it's spirit-led, then I would say maybe it's a natural feeling, and it's a non-striving feeling, and you are led, as opposed to maybe worldly endeavors. You are perhaps striving, wanting, craving, and then you get that particular thing, but you always are finding yourself wanting and craving. You never have that essential piece of God. So I think the balance would be, and again, this actually goes back to the book that I mentioned, is Letting Go by David Hawkins. And I battled with this in terms of desire. How do you grow or attain things, or if that, for lack of a better word, if you don't have a specific desire? And I would go back to being spirit-led or looking at what the world is dictating, because, and I would balance desire with what is resonating within you. Let's say you are led. So let's say you are led to do something in your life. I would say then, you focus on it, you write it down, maybe you set goals towards it, but it's not in a striving, desire, wanting way. And then you almost let that go in a way. Maybe you've got pictures, maybe you've got things up on the walls, goals, it's maybe a dream, but it's not in a striving, wanting, craving. And then you let that go. It's almost like a seed. You plant the seed and you let it go. Obviously, you water it every so often. So I would say finding the balance between those two. And that really resolved a lot of things in my life of desiring something, wanting something. I can perhaps still want that certain thing, want for a lack of a better word. Why? Ask yourself, why do you want that? I think that will unpack a lot of things. Is it ego-based, or is it spirit-led? And then let it go as well. Maybe it'll change in a year or so. Maybe it won't. If you keep coming back to that, maybe there's a reason for that. Put it down, non-striving, but then let it go as well. So finding that balance, I think, is the key. It's like the Tao Te Ching. It's a tricky one. It's easy, but it's hard at the same time, I suppose. And then lastly, just to walk away from this, or what you can take away from this is, following on from that balance is also what Neville Goddard would say. And I've spoken about Neville Goddard. Check out some of his stuff. Josiah Brand does a lot of his lectures, as I've mentioned before. Amazing man, and he's got amazing insights. And he will say, order, then wait. So it's the same thing. You order from the universe, put out there what you want in a non-craving, non-desiring way, non-wanting way, and then wait. Be patient. I think the key is to be patient. So, this book helped me. Check out the link. I'll put it in the description. And hopefully this made sense. And hopefully this helps you. Give me your experiences. Let me know if this resonated with you. Like, subscribe, share if it brought value. And we'll check you on the next one.